So, in the last segment, we uncovered the shocking exodus of 1 million Russians since 2022, with a horrifying 100,000 being elite IT specialists, representing a gut-wrenching 10% slice of the entire tech sector, like watching your brain's top innovators abandon ship overnight. Did you know Russia's nightmare just escalated? Picture this, a 10% brain hemorrhage crippling an economy overnight. Could your nation teeter on the edge of collapse? That's the terrifying reality now. Imagine the cold dread in massive bank halls or bustling online marketplaces, where screens flicker with warnings, and the digital hum of countless servers begs for human touch, but the talent vanishes. That 10% loss hits harder than a hammer blow. Russia's colossal banks, like Sberbank, and tech titans such as Yandex or e-commerce giants like Ozon, once floated on waves of brilliant software developers, tens of thousands keeping systems alive, patching vulnerabilities, fending off cyberstorms with lightning code. Now, feel the ache, those vital minds gone, leaving fractures in the digital spine, systems creaking under strain. This exodus strips away the heartbeat of innovation, leaving corporate giants gasping for breath in a darkened void. But wait, the devastation digs deeper, twisting into the shadows of war. Under crushing Western sanctions, Russia can't snag high-tech chips, slick software, or secret components from abroad. So, what path remains for Putin's regime? A brutal self-reliance, forging domestic chips from scratch, scripting intricate code for hypersonic missiles that scream through skies. Crafting navigation wizardry for drones that dance death. Who masters this arcane art? Those 100,000 engineers and coders, the wizards of war tech, yet they're scattered, sipping coffee in noisy cafes in Tbilisi, hammering keyboards in bright co-working hubs in Yerevan, or chasing dreams in sleek Dubai offices. The Kremlin's digital snare? It's a repellent force, driving the last sparks of genius into flight or deep underground, vanishing like smoke. Can you hear the distant beeps of panic alarms? Smell the acrid burn of abandoned projects? This is sabotage from within, a hollow echo where resources should roar. And oh, the agony spreads beyond the elite coders, it's a full-blown labor avalanche crashing through everyday Russia. By year's end in 2024, companies scream about a gaping hole, 2.2 million workers missing like ghosts. A staggering 70% of firms, nearly three-quarters agony, whisper confessions of desperate hunts, claws out for anyone with skills. Not just tech wizards, but the gritty veins of society, truck drivers rumbling highways, factory operatives tangled in machinery hum, welders sparking blue flames, builders lifting beams under unforgiving skies. This void ignites an unforgivable chain reaction, a domino fury. Firms claw for the scraps of labor force, spiking wages in a mad scramble, feeling the burn as costs balloon. Inflating pay prods the monster of inflation awake, prices spiraling like an uncontrolled blaze. Wages rise, and with them, the beast devours pocketbooks, fueling a fire that engulfs everything. So, question pounds in, as wages soar and inflation bites. What will shatter next in Russia's crumbling house of cards? Will the defenses hold, or will the storm engulf the very soul of the nation? Hold tight, the next revelation might just shatter your assumptions. A chilling transformation is unfolding within Russia, turning its digital landscape into an oppressive mechanism. Following a disastrous first mobilization attempt, the Kremlin has now re-engineered its government portal, Gostslugi, from a mere service tool into what international media ominously call a digital gulag. This shift marks a desperate move towards controlling the exodus of the nation's educated youth. Imagine the moment a young person's name is entered into the military database. A silent alarm triggers within the digital realm, an instant notification appears in their Gostslugi account. The shocking part? They don't need to see it, open it, or even acknowledge it. As soon as it is sent, the message is considered legally delivered. The defense against ignorance is stripped away. But it doesn't stop there. This notification does not linger long in the military's database. It quickly propagates through a web of governmental control, feeding directly into databases managed by the Federal Security Service, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and Border Control. Imagine the panic surging through a young person at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport when they learn they've been summoned for military service, an official paper handed to them, sealing their fate. They find themselves locked within Russia's digital trap, unable to stay, yet shackled in their homeland. The most harrowing layer of this digital snare is the calculated strategy of civilian strangulation. If the young men don't report within 20 days of receiving their summons, they will become ghost citizens. The consequences are dire. Their ability to drive, borrow money, or conduct any business crumbles. Essentially, the state suffocates every avenue of a normal life, leaving only one horrifying option: military deployment. Faced with this suffocating reality, thousands feel the cold grip of despair, caught in a reality they desperately wish to escape. The looming question remains: can anyone truly escape this digital nightmare? Imagine being caught in a web of code, where one tap on a screen changes you forever. In a flash, thousands of young Russians face this digital nightmare at borders, hearts pounding amidst the chaos of uncertainty. This wasn't just a policy shift, it was a masterstroke of control, born from the ashes of past failures. From humble beginnings as a utility portal, Gosisluji morphed into a ruthless digital prison, one that could crush the Kremlin's own future. But as we peel back the layers, you'll shudder at how this so-called solution only fuels the fire it seeks to extinguish. Is this genius or grave mistake? And why does every click feel like a tightening noose? Enter the trap's cruel elegance. The instant a recruiter's fingers type a name onto that fateful list of 135,000 eager thinkers, bright minds poised to soar, the first snare clamps down. A stark alert pings onto their Gosisluji profile, invisible yet invincible. No need to glimpse it. No act of acknowledgement required. Per experts, it's legally hurled into their world a second it dispatches. Excuses shatter like fragile glass. I didn't know? Erased. Gone in a digital breeze. Feel the chill of isolation? The air grows thick with dread, as if unseen eyes pry into every shadow. Now, the web tightens, binding you instantly. That alert doesn't linger in the Defense Ministry's vaults. It leaps, instantaneous, to the core databases of the FSB, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and crucially, border patrols. Legislative moves, spotted in Moscow Times reports, empower the FSB with ironclad dominance over these realms. Picture it, the palpable snap of freedom evaporating. Hearts race at airports, where reality bites hardest. In one chilling tale from an independent outlet, a young traveler feels the grip at Sheremetyevo airport as he aims for Turkey's skies. Border guards hand him a decree, banned from escape. Summoned digitally, shackled by code. Thousands now suffocate in this paradox. Desperate to flee, yet anchored. Can you taste the bitterness of ash on your tongue? The world outside beckons, but the system yanks tighter, a vice of cold, electronic dread. Diving deeper into agony, the Kremlin's third move emerges, a suffocation tactic dubbed civilian strangulation. After alarm's echo fades, victims get a mere 20 days to appear at recruitment desks. Refuse? You morph into a spectral presence. Driver's rights vanish like smoke. Loans freeze, icy and unreachable. Property dreams crumble, sales blocked, purchases thwarted. Even freelance dreams or business sparks die out. No mercy. No reprieve. The state chokes life itself, funneling citizens toward a single, terrifying path, the abyss. Smell the rot of extinguished hopes? Touch the slippery grip of this ghost status. Is the Kremlin humiliating its own, or forging a tragedy that humiliates history itself? And wait, does this twisted gambit hide an unforeseen downfall, where the trap ensnares more than it cages? The sting lingers, what invisible forces might unravel it all? Buried in whispers from the edges, the system's deceit blooms, a lure wrapped in silk. Not blunt summons, but cunning bait. Harmless prompts flicker, confirm details. Update health records. Lured innocents tread into offices, only to face handlers. Papers snatched, futures hijacked onto buses toward drills. A cruel deception. the sole escape? Personal surrender at those gates. Hear the irony sharp echo? A modern gulag rises, etching a route with no return. Yet, in this humiliation of youth, cracks appear, unexpected alliances forming in the shadows. Will the digital chains shatter under their own weight? The suspense coils tighter, prepare for revelations that defy expectation. What dormant power awakens to challenge this iron veil? Your pulse quickens, the next reveal could redefine everything you'd believe about control and defiance. How will the hunted become the hunters? And when does this engineered downfall expose the true cost in stolen lives? The air hums with impending storm, listen close, for the whispers of revolution stir. Imagine a world where a simple phone notification can determine your fate. This is the haunting reality playing out at Russia's borders, where a new electronic draft system has become a chilling tool of state control. Designed to curb the exodus of skilled workers and young professionals, this system enters its sinister phase by sending a shockwave of panic throughout the nation. With reports suggesting that a staggering 1 million Russians have fled since 2022, a staggering figure that includes 100,000 IT experts, Putin's regime has tightened its grip. But is this digital trap as foolproof as it seems? In an eerie reflection of a digital iron curtain, the Kremlin has repurposed its central government portal into an oppressive mechanism. When young individuals find their names logged into this ominous system, they receive a notification that seals their fate, no need to see it, read it, or even acknowledge it. The moment it is sent, the legal implication is clear: ignorance is no excuse. But what follows is even more alarming. This notification ignites a dangerous process that links their digital identity to several critical government databases. Within moments, their ability to cross borders hinges on a thin line. For instance, one young man, excited for his trip to Turkey, found himself trapped at Moscow's Sheremetyevo airport, his dreams snuffed out by the ominous decree to report for military service. Imagine the cold grip of despair as you realize that your dreams of escape are replaced with a shackle of duty. The nightmare intensifies with the Kremlin scheme that can only be described as civilian strangulation. Young people are granted a mere 20 days to report for duty. Fail to comply, and they become digital phantoms, unable to access everyday services or even manage their finances. Their lives become a suffocating web of restrictions, leaving only one grim option: go to war. This deceitfulness doesn't end there. Many receive innocuous requests masquerading as harmless prompts for personal updates. Those who unwittingly oblige find themselves ensnared before they realize the trap has sprung. In a sobering twist, Russia finds itself in an unprecedented crisis. The once thriving influx of migrant workers that softened the impact of past exoduses is nowhere to be found. The collapse of the economy following the war has made Russia less appealing. Now, as the nation grapples with a brain-drained future, the stakes have never been higher. With reports highlighting the loss of 10% of the entire technology sector, equivalent to a mass resignation from crucial parts of the economy, what lies ahead for a Russia whose very foundations seem to be crumbling under the weight of state oppression? This is not just a crisis of numbers but a desperate struggle for survival. As borders tighten and futures dim, will a new generation of Russians find a way to reclaim their freedom amidst the devastating digital darkness? Or will they be forever tied to a system designed to snuff out hope in exchange for loyalty? The story unfolds, and only time will tell how this chilling tale ends.